We're live.
Yeah. Good. I was waiting for you to say it.
Okay.
Start the show without you saying
Okay,
we're
fair
live.
enough. Fair enough.
That's the opening, the official opening.
Hi guys.
How's it going, everybody? Everyone's here. Hooray!
Yay!
Yep.
We made it.
Yep. What's new with you guys?
I'm tired, man. I'm so tired.
Why are you guys both so tired?
I was up at 7 in the morning to go install a shower door from 8 till 12:30 down south.
What?
Yeah. Extra money's
What?
extra money, dude.
It took 4 hours to install a shower door?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to install a shower door.
As in, like,
I
the
guess.
shower has nothing. You have to drill into tile, like, get the glass set.
Okay,
Like,
doing
yeah.
the whole thing like the walls around it too, then that makes a lot more sense. I thought it was literally just like you're replacing the door, which would mean the hinges were already there.
No,
No,
like
that makes more
setting.
sense.
Yeah,
That makes a lot
setting
more
it.
sense. Way more sense.
You just put the curtain on the little rings.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
You put the rings on the top part.
Yeah, exactly. No,
I mean, even that is a huge hassle.
it is a hassle, but it's not hard.
There's like 20 of those rings. They never end.
It's true. They never end.
Yep.
That's what I did anyway. That's why I'm a little
John,
bit
why are
late.
you so sleepy?
I always wake up late, and I woke up not feeling too hot, so I'm just more groggy and out of it than anything.
All right. Well, I'm good. It's a nice sunny day out. After this, I'm gonna go to a birthday party. That'll be fun. I was explaining this to Paul. It's a game day down where I live, which means there's a big football game for the school. Right, I'm in a college town, so there's a big football game, which means everybody's basically day drinking throughout the whole day, and then they go to the game at night. And so there's a birthday party before the game, and then a bunch of people are going to go to the game. So that'll be fun. I'm sure the streets are going to be just packed and noisy.
Yep.
Be a good time. Good time.
Mhm.
I think I'm seeing a hotly anticipated movie tonight, Bridget Jones's Baby.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What do you think about that new Blair Witch? I think that came out either this week or last week.
It did. I don't watch scary movies. I saw it doesn't have good reviews.
Okay, fair enough. I haven't seen anything on it.
Okay.
I watched
you excited
Yoga
for Blair
Hosers
Witch?
last night. That's kind of new.
What?
Yoga Hosers?
It's a new Kevin Smith movie.
New Kevin
isn't it?
Smith movie. PG-13, starring his daughter and Johnny Depp's daughter as the main characters.
I have no idea what this is.
Yeah, don't ever look it up. It's fucking garbage. It's the worst
this
thing
just
I've
come out or
seen in a
something?
long time. I think so, yeah. I don't even know if it's out. So Kevin Smith pissed off a bunch of, like, actual movie publishers a long time ago with his whole Red State debacle and Cop-Out being kind of shitty and him talking shit about working with Bruce Willis and the companies and stuff. So he's been doing stuff solo and, like, doing some indie stuff. This is one of those. It's PG-13. It stars his daughter, taking place in Canada, and he thinks he's hilarious, but he isn't. It's like the dumbest type of humor. Like when he wrote the script, he literally wrote every about as a boot. So every time anybody says about, it's a boot. Like it's just shit like that.
Hey, that's just accurate.
And they use yoga to like save the world. It's stupid. It's the stupidest fucking movie I've ever seen, and it actually makes me actively hate like everything else he's done that I liked before.
Just retroactively.
It's just aggressively terrible. It's almost like he's like, what did I do to you, man? Why do you hate me as I'm watching your movie? It's almost like he made the movie to say you're an idiot for watching my shit. So
I love that. I love that idea. What did I do to you, Kevin Smith?
yeah.
Damn it. Is this out on like online, like streaming services, or is it in a theater?
It's specifically on a streaming service we are trying out called Flick Fling or something like that.
That sounds
What?
good. That sounds like a good streaming service.
Yeah. So what Flick Fling is, think Netflix.
Oh,
Okay?
you know, the movie. It's on the iTunes store. It's on Netflix. It's on Amazon, and it's also on Flick Fling.
Yeah. It's not on Netflix yet. But
Yeah.
think of Netflix. This is what Flick Fling is. Now, in Netflix, you pay like
Red.
$10 or whatever, right? And you
Yeah.
get whatever movies or TV shows or whatever they have on it.
You just get everything.
Flick Fling, you get some stuff by paying the $8, but you also have to do premium content sometimes.
Oh,
if-
there's like tiers.
there's tiers. So the premium content
Okay.
is you rent the movie through their digital streaming. Now, what the problem is that
so there's not tiers. There's like a one level, and then there's
Yeah.
like individual rentals. above it.
rentals, right? But the problem is that any movie you want to see in this app will be a rental because
Oh, well,
they
of
give you
course.
they
Like,
give
they
you
know
like
what you want.
nothing for subscription, which means they probably don't have any like deals with any real companies yet.
Okay. What from the little you've seen, is there anything worthwhile in the lower tier? Like, do they at least got some like Seinfeld or something? Like, you know, like a classic.
I don't know if they have like any TV shows. I was looking for
Oh,
like a
it's
TV
just
genre.
movies?
It's
It's
movies,
movies?
yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think of like what movie would be on like everything. Do they have like Mr. Deeds?
I mean, maybe. I know they have a
Yeah.
bunch of westerns and stuff, so like
Okay.
they have like older movies, but
Okay.
some
All
of
right.
those you still have to rent too. So I don't know, man.
Okay. So
I don't know.
is this a thumbs down?
What? The app or the movie?
Well, I already know you don't like the movie, but the app.
The app is actually garbage because as I was browsing it to see what else is on it, it closed on me 5 times.
What were you browsing it on? Because that could just be this specific like app.
I was browsing it on a Samsung Galaxy S5, my girlfriend specifically.
Okay, so maybe that app just sucks, but what about the
Could be.
service? The service is like, would should
I mean,
look into
that's-
Flick Fling.
That's what we got yoga hosers on. So it's
Okay.
already not off to a good start in my mind.
I didn't know Johnny Depp had a daughter.
He does.
Yoga
Honestly, it's not
hosers.
even the acting, like their bad acting that made that movie bad. It is literally everything Kevin Smith did. The direction was bad, the writing's bad, like everything that he was involved in is the fucking worst. The people in it are fine. Like whatever, they're doing a goofy movie. They don't give a shit. What I'm saying is fuck that guy.
Which one is Kevin Smith's daughter? The taller one or the shorter one?
The taller one, I
Okay.
think. Johnny
Okay.
Depp's daughter is a little like scrawnier and shorter, like
Okay,
a
all right.
little tinier. Yeah,
Actually, some of these screenshots don't look. They look a little bit familiar. I wonder if I've seen like a trailer a long time ago. There's
be.
a lot of red. There's a lot of red in this movie. People wearing a lot of red.
yeah,
I guess Canada.
yeah.
Yeah.
What is Johnny Depp's daughter's name?
I don't know, Rose or something.
Rose.
Probably.
Rose Depp.
Sure. I don't know. I don't care. Fuck them both.
Rosalind Depp.
Yeah, Rosalind. It sounds plausible, so I'll go with
no idea.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. Fuck that movie. Fuck Kevin Smith. Ugh. Oh my god. I was so mad. You have no idea how I was seething as we were watching it because Aaron was like, well, like I paid for this, so I'm going to watch this stupid movie. I'm like, I know, like we have to watch it because like we paid for it. But don't pay for that movie. If you really want to watch it, fucking steal it somehow, pirate it. I don't say that lightly, but do it.
Whoa.
Don't pay money for that.
Fighting words.
Real angry.
Yeah. Welcome
well,
to the Top Down Perspective.
Yeah. On that note, top down perspective. Paul, John, Sean, we're all here.
Yo.
On a sunny Saturday, September 17th. Whoa.
Oh,
That was-
nice.
Right?
That was good.
Ooh.
That was
Yeah,
good.
That was just off the tongue. All right.
Off to a good
Pat myself on
start.
the back. It's gonna be 30 here tomorrow. I'm so excited. Having a pool party.
Yeah.
Can't
So
wait.
jealous.
Yeah. Pool party and Blu-ray version of the Iron Giant that came out. Good
I
time.
mean, both of those sound good. 30 doesn't sound good to me, though.
No, hotter the better. Hotter the better. Sun's out, guns out. Sunday, gun day.
Right.
Skies out, thighs out. I could
You
continue,
got,
but
yeah, you got any more? Let's go. Let's go.
Sun's out, buns out.
That's pretty good. Okay.
I think that might have been my last one.
Okay, fair enough. You know
Oh,
what? I
no.
didn't even think you had
You're
one
doing so
more.
good.
So, good on you.
I had 4.
Okay.
So, okay. Anyway, with that, why don't we? I know John is still in the midst of a video game, so Paul, why don't you
Yeah.
tell us what you've been playing?
I mean, he's going to jump in when I talk about Earth Defense Force 4.1 anyways, because we played it together.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good ass game.
Yo, that game, we finally hit the wall where we're like, okay, we need to go back and try to, like, grind out some stuff because it got too hard. We were getting, like, 1 and 2 shot by spider webs, and there was just, like, hundreds of webs everywhere at some point. It was so fucking bad, but then we got past it, and then we had an epic mech battle where John and I were
Yep.
both in giant mechs fighting other giant robots, and it was really dope. That game continues to be amazing.
He's not wrong. It's a good ass game.
There,
Saw a bit of a.
Mhm.
I saw like a highlight.
sure.
One of the streams. You brought down like a big mech,
Yep.
and then you didn't seem like you could do much except punch.
Right. So
yeah, like uppercuts and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, the weird thing is that they don't tell you is that mech, while you can only punch, has combos, and you just kind of figure that out by like mashing the buttons in certain things and seeing that the arms are moving different ways. So the combos, like if you don't combo, it's just basically like a rock'em sock'em robot type thing where like your body turns and you just kind of punch them. Otherwise, like doing a combo, you'll like give them a right and then like slam down with your left or something like that. Like it's really cool. It just doesn't tell you that. You kind of have to figure that out. Once you do though, it looks cool. It looks way cooler from the ground level though than it does you piloting it.
Okay,
Like
I could see that because you were moving like really slow,
yeah.
and I just
Oh,
kept thinking like,
it's super slow.
too bad you don't have like a gun or something because you're
I'm
not
sure there's a
near
version
anyone.
with a gun. I'm sure
Yeah.
there's a giant ass version with a gun.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a mech that turns into a gun. You know, Megatron style.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That would be cool. I doubt it, but it would be cool.
Yeah. Anyway, you punched a bunch of bugs, and then a whole bunch more bugs and robots jumped on you,
Yeah.
and then you evacuated it because everything was blowing up, and then you guys won. That was
Okay.
the highlight thing.
That was the highlight from last week then. The highlights going around this week are me calling out a mech, then as I'm running to it, getting shot by a laser and killed right in front of it. John jumping into the mech, me getting back up, summoning another mech, jumping into it, and John and I are stomping around just punching robots.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
that was
Okay.
pretty cool. And like, if anybody wants to watch these, you can watch John's or my point of view, or Tenmar or K-Head actually from last night on our Twitch VODs. So you can just look up our channels and they'll be there for a little bit. I'm not really highlighting anything from it, so it'll be gone in like a few weeks or whatever. But yeah, you can watch those VODs. They're fun. That game is super, super fun. It's only a few more days while it's on sale on Humble, so if you're looking to get it at all, I highly suggest you do soon for a little bit cheaper, or waiting maybe until a bigger sale, like in a few months or something. But yeah,
Is there another Earth Defense Force coming out?
yes.
Yeah, Earth Defense Force 5 just got announced.
Yeah,
Like,
so
okay.
in our news section, I put like just a list of announcement
okay.
trailers, and that's part of that.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Other than that, I mean, I didn't write it here because I don't really know how I feel yet about it. I've been playing a lot of the new World of Warcraft expansion, Legion, and
Okay.
I know it's very, very good, but I
good.
need to see more of it before I can talk about it. And to be honest with you, I'll probably talk about it more on my other podcast I do with I Am 3D Homer or Hank or whatever he wants to be called, because me and him can actually get into like minutia. So if anybody wants to hear like really in-depth stuff about that, you can listen there. However, for now, I will say that I never thought they could really get me to care about leveling. Like the story and all the fan service and stuff going in on just the standard quests you do and how like it's done is absolutely phenomenal. And it's so hard to explain. It's basically like they're tying up some loose ends or like creating these weird lore points with you like as a dude who's just there instead of being like the savior of everything. You're kind of just trying to help now, while these other big dudes that you've heard them talk about in the past are like fighting alongside you or dying or being corrupted. Like it's fucking crazy. It's the best single player type like questing experience I've ever seen. So I'm so hoping they continue on with good endgame stuff. But for now, it's super, super good. I need to play much more of it before I can talk at length about it. But I've been playing.
Is it a must-buy for the World of Warcraft fan in your life?
Yes. Honestly, yes, it is. It changes so much. There's a reason I was kind of wondering at first why they gave you just a level 100 when you got this expansion. And I thought maybe it was because, you could play with your friends now. It's because this content is so good, it's almost like a reimagining of how that game should be. So it's almost like a brand new game in a weird way. Like, it's really fucking good, and I highly suggest people look into it if they're at all interested.
Cool.
Now that I've stalled enough, we played Hidden My Game by Mom.
Yeah.
And
you finished it, you said?
I did finish it, and we're going to check in with our correspondent on the scene right now, Proton John.
Hey, I've been done for a while, actually. I'm
okay.
playing mode right now.
Okay, I've been just pushing, so, okay.
Okay. Yeah, when we were starting up the episode, John was on, like, day 13, so we had over half the game to go, but he finished it up in, like, 20 minutes, I guess. John, how did you like the ending? And Paul, how'd you like the ending?
That ending.
Interesting twist ending.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty good, right?
Should we just talk about the ending? Like...
Okay, all right, sure.
Because we talked about this last week.
I brought up this game 3 weeks ago. So spoilers coming up. If anyone's doesn't want to be spoiled for Hidden My Game by Mom, but for the next 5 minutes or so, we're gonna talk about the crazy ending.
Okay, so the whole game, you are trying to find your game device.
Yeah,
at the
your mom hid it from you.
At the very end, one of the last missions, you like slam your door shut with a like pole or something, with a baseball bat or something.
Yeah, so your mom can't come in.
So she can't come in your room to stop you. And then days and days go by, and you're just like stuck in your room.
Well, you're playing your game.
You're playing your game, stuck in your room. Yeah, but there's like garbage everywhere accumulating.
You're there for years.
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
You're in that room, and you grow up.
Yeah.
And you look awful, and like you're overweight.
Yep.
And you finally open the door, and your family's so happy to see you.
Yeah. And then you like hug your mom and your little sister, like it.
and you leave the game behind because you don't need it anymore.
Yeah. It's a weird ending, dude.
It gets weirdly dark. I love it so much. It's like you wanted your game so badly, you finally got it, and then it ruined your life.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is, I guess, don't play video games.
It's weird that game had a moral to it, really.
It's so
weird. Would that really
weird.
count as a moral? No, the morals don't lock your fucking mom out of your life.
Yeah, that's true.
That too.
Don't use a baseball bat to prop your door open.
He was a video game addict.
Also, get a bigger garbage can.
Get in a house.
That's
how did
true.
She not get in the house for 3 years?
Because that bad.
Mm-hmm.
She busts through walls half the time.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's still it's pretty good. Like, out of such a silly game, and then that's at the end, like, pretty good start to finish. That's a fun game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that game's really good. I like it.
Yeah, I hope they put out more things in the future, because that thing just came out last month. I started going a little bit further back into their catalog, but I've only tried out one of their games. It's kind of a shitty rhythm game that again, it's like the mom trying to come in the room, and you have to not be dancing when the mom's in the room. So you have to like hold down on the phone to like pretend like you're studying, and then you can let go when the mom closes the door or whatever.
Again, just
This
like
guy
real
doesn't like
life.
his mom. This designer does not like his mom.
That's too
Is
bad.
what I'm getting from it. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's it for me.
Nope. All right, Paul. Not. Or yeah. All right, John. You're up.
I'm too busy playing the gaming experience that is hidden my game by mom. How can I respond? I like how there are actually new stages if you do random mode.
The random mode, but there's also old stages in there, which is kind of a bummer.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense though.
I just wanted to see that story mode, man. I was done when the career mode was done.
It is nice that there is new stages though. That's for sure. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one with a big red button in the middle.
Press it.
No, because the 3DS was off to the right.
Press the button.
I already beat the stage. It's too late.
What happens if you press the button?
Oh,
Now I gotta give the hockey mask.
Now that
to
you've
the
seen
old
a
man. He's
few.
gonna turn to Jason.
now that you've seen a few, John, what's one of your favorite levels?
I don't know. I don't really have a favorite.
Okay. I still
All
like
right.
the one where you throw the golden game console or whatever into the like lake, and the like maiden comes out and gives you yours. It's so dumb.
I like little jokes inside the stages, like how if you take the baseball bat away from the baseball player, then throw the baseball, he just gets hit by the ball and just
Yeah.
ducks over, and the stage ends.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
And some of these are just nothing to them because like I literally just load up a stage and I open a microwave and immediately got the 3DS.
You mean the game? I mean, we don't know if it's a 3DS.
My bad. You're right.
Yeah. But hey, sometimes your mom can't hide it as well as she does in other levels. Sometimes she puts it inside the alligator. Sometimes it's just in the microwave.
And
I just got
sometime-
one where she was hidden inside the game console.
Whoa.
Whoa. All right.
Like there's like the system's on the desk, and if you click on it, her head sticks out of the bottom screen, and you lose.
That's a tricky mom.
I like the ones where she is literally the color of the wall, standing there.
Oh, that just reminded me. One of my favorite ones was when the game was up in the ad,
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
up
That
in the
was
top
clever.
right.
That was pretty clever.
That was
Yeah.
cool. I saw it up there and I was like, "Is this really? Wow, okay, there you go. It's in the ad." Isn't there also one that it's in the pause menu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
No,
salmon
you had to
egg.
grab a Dragon Ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, when you're getting all the Dragon Balls, one of them's in the menu. Yeah, that was pretty good too. That's fun.
Other than this, I played Mario Party Advance for the first time.
How's that? Like with people or by yourself?
It's a single player game.
Okay.
So
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I would assume so. I don't really like Mario Party with people.
Well, then maybe you'll like this one. So
No, I like it less without people.
oh,
I don't like Mario Party.
well then you'll hate this one.
Yeah, I bet.
There's a mode. The main mode is like a board game you move around. You have
Mario
four.
Party.
You have four characters to choose from: Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Yoshi.
Okay.
And each character starts on a different spot, and you have to move around, going to different spaces where there's certain events that happen. Like you'll meet a character, and he'll be like, "Hey, I need help with this. Can you do this for me?" And it'll either be do a mini game or like go on a quest to go grab an item and come back. So
Like physically on the board, just like get back to this
Yeah.
space with an item that you like bought or something.
yeah.
Okay.
But there's the catch is you start with 4 mushrooms, and each mushroom is a die roll. So you roll, and then there's certain spaces you can land on. There's all the normal spaces, which mean you have to use another mushroom to move again. There's a dice roll space where you get a free roll. There's a minus space, which I think makes you lose a mushroom. And there's like Bowser Jr. events and stuff like this around there. So if you run out of mushrooms, your game ends. So you have to do as much as possible with by getting as many mushrooms as you can. When you're down to 2, a mini game will play, and if you win the mini game, you get more mushrooms. But if you lose, then you're foobarred.
Okay. Is there still mini games after every round?
No,
Okay.
The events are the mini games. So like
Okay.
I did one where I had to race against a cheap, but I had to not win, but I had to make it seem like I wasn't sandbagging either. So
That's actually
I
kind
had
of interesting.
yeah, so I had to let the cheap win without actually like making it look like I was cheating. Then
It's like one of those last scenes in the Incredibles movie where they finally let the kid do sports, but they're like win just by a little bit because he can't show that he's like has super speed.
mm, yeah,
Anyway, that's a good movie.
that was a good
Brad
one.
Bird.
When is that sequel coming out?
Uh, Next year, the year after that, one of those two.
I remember they announced it. So, uh, otherwise, like I continue to save file that whoever originally owned the game had. So like they were almost done. They were literally one mini game away from fighting the final boss.
Oh man.
And then so I finished it. I fought the final boss, and it was weird.
What does fight the final boss mean?
He makes you play a mini game. Bowser makes you play a mini game where you have to drop a random number of Koopa kids into a pit.
Oh god.
You have control of two buttons. One opens doors on the left side, one opens doors on the right, and you have to alternate back and forth to make them all fall off the stage.
Okay.
And yeah, it was just really weird how it worked.
Okay. Cool.
So I beat it and then got the credits, and then now it's done. And I don't need to ever play it again. Although I'm debating if I want to actually try from the beginning, but I don't think it's worth the time investment because I know one of my friends absolutely hates the game, says it's terrible.
You should move on to Mario Party DS
Yeah. I heard that
and
one's
Mario
just
Party Island Tour for the 3DS.
both quality games. I mean, the new one's coming out pretty soon too. I think in October. Toad
What's-
Rush. I think
Toad
it's
Ru- Oh yeah, that's right. Didn't they just announce that?
like at E3. It's been
Was
announced
that?
from.
Oh, was that
yeah.
E3? Okay.
Other than that, I played obviously Earth Defense Force with Paul, and I played more Cross 3D2. I'm about 100 puzzles in, and there are almost 400 puzzles in that game, as I found when I did the Amiibo puzzles, because they're numbered like 366 upwards. So
Fuck, I
Okay.
gotta find my charger. I completely forgot about that.
It's a good
it's
game.
a good ass game.
Yep. It's really good. Okay,
Yeah,
moving
otherwise,
on to me.
That's all I played.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually didn't play any Picross 3D2 this week. I'm just kind of gonna let that slow burn throughout my life.
Sure.
Instead, I started at Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney Investigations, or whatever the
Yeah.
title is.
You're right.
And that game is just another one of those games. It's basically the exact same thing.
Perfect.
So you know it's good. It's pretty good. I'm on the second mission, including the tutorial mission. So I'm on like a plane. Someone got murdered on a plane. Some of your favorite characters comes back. That detective dude, Gumshoe. I kept thinking Bullock, Bullock, but I was like, that's Batman. Anyway, yeah. So I'll be slowly going through that for the next couple months. I wasn't gonna start it because I was like, because after finishing Zero Escape, I was like, well, what's the next DS or mobile game that I'm gonna be focusing on? Oh, probably Pokemon games. Those are probably coming out in like a month. So I don't want to start Miles Edgeworth, but no, those don't come out until November. So I was like, oh, I got plenty of time. So yeah, I'll play that for the next couple months until Pokemon shows up. On a more topical point, I mentioned this last week that I've been playing ReCore.
Mm-hmm.
You streamed some too.
I streamed a little bit
And
of
I
it. That's
watched
right.
it.
Yep. Before I get into my opinions, Paul, what did you think of the stream you saw, of the gameplay you saw?
Man, that game has so much charm and stuff I like about it when you first look at it, but it looks like fucking trash.
Okay, let me say my part.
Okay.
I hate that game.
Okay.
Ooh.
I
Fair
hate
enough.
ReCore so much.
Fair enough. Okay.
I hate playing ReCore.
There's good
And I'm probably
reasons
not gonna
why,
play anymore.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. First off, the load times are insane.
Yeah.
I'm talking like a solid 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it's a platforming game. A lot of it is platforming, and a lot of times when you fall, you'll just like fall into lava and immediately die, and then you're rewarded, or I should say, you're penalized with a 3 minute long load screen before you can try that platforming section again.
Yep.
It's infuriating.
Oh.
Because they start getting like really close like timing for the platforming sections, and if you screwed up, you gotta sit there for 3 minutes at a load screen.
I do have to bring up, what were you playing it on?
Yeah, I'm playing on the Xbox One. I understand the PC version is apparently better.
No,
less
apparently
buggy.
that is actually the worst version. Yeah.
The
Really?
Xbox
I've
One
heard the
is?
opposite.
Or the PC.
No, the PC I heard is like it's PC, whatever. But I heard Xbox One
review-wise,
problems.
Yeah, review-wise, like apparently PC version has a lower score, surprisingly.
Okay, I thought the PC version was apparently better, like faster load times and less buggy.
No, not less buggy. I think the bugs are still
man.
there, but less load times for sure. People, yeah, I've seen a lot of people complain about the Xbox One's load time.
Some of these bugs I've ran into, like, so here's another. So you're doing a platforming section, you fall off because you missed the timing. You wait 3 minutes for it to respawn you, and it decides to respawn you right above the lava. So you die immediately. So you wait 3 minutes to respawn above the lava again, so you die immediately. I ran into that 3 times in this one section. Here's another good one. There was this other section that, for whatever reason, half the floors wouldn't register that I was standing on them, so I would fall through them.
Right?
Nice.
So I'm doing a platforming section, and I can't tell visually, but I just know that half these floors are not actually there. So what looks like just a path that I need to kind of run around some like electricity obstacles, I have to then try and like jump my way across this whole thing and spend as little time on the ground as possible. And that was infuriating because I would fall down into an area I don't think you're supposed to be able to get to, because down there I would say 90% of the ground is not actually ground. So I would land down there, and it's like, all right, I would take one step to the left. I would fall through the floor into just a beige-looking area, like what is outside of the game world. I'd fall for maybe like 10 seconds, 3-minute-long load screen. Now I get to try that again. That happened consistently. And then the big issue, just game-wise, like let's say the game works fine. You get near the end of it, and it becomes this enormous slog of collecting that you need to go through to like fully finish it up. Kind of similar to original Wind Waker, when you have to find all the Triforce pieces.
Great. That sounds super fun because that, honestly, that's the reason I hate Wind Waker, because of that one fucking part.
That's the reason a lot of people hate Wind Waker.
A lot of people, come on. Every time I say I hate Wind Waker, every person tells me that I'm a piece of shit. Nobody hates Wind Waker.
Wind Waker's my favorite Zelda. I'm gonna say.
Exactly.
Yeah, no one maybe hates Wind Waker, but they hate that part.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
If anyone's going to tell you their least favorite part of Wind Waker, it's always going to be the Triforce piece on it.
Right, because it's terrible.
Wind Waker HD fixes it, so play that
Anyways, ReCore apparently does the same thing.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. And so you just have to spend your time finding all these little cores out in what is essentially just like a really empty world.
Uh-huh.
And you have to find almost all of them, I'm told. And like you're just running across these huge deserts that don't really have anything in them, and it's just boring, and it sucks. And it starts off pretty fun. Like it's all about like dodging enemies and using the right colored gun to shoot the colored enemy because you do more damage. And the platforming can be fun if it doesn't just break on you, and if you do it in like one go, because those load screens, like, oh my god. But like you get a double jump and an air dash right at the beginning, so you can traverse things really cool. But it's just like every turn it just like slaps you in the face. Like you can kind of climb up some of the rocks where it kind of seems like you shouldn't be able to, but then there's like stuff up there, and it's like, oh, did I just kind of do something cool by like weirdly climbing up these rocks? But if you get like too high, it does the weird thing where instead of making like a wall, it just says, oh, hey, there's radiation right here, right now. You're going to die in like 3 seconds. So you need to stop going in that direction. And that's how they like contain you inside this chunk of the world, I guess.
This sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah, like again, it starts off fine. There's fun little robots that are your buddies, and like the combat can be pretty all right, but it's just so buggy, and you'll run into enough times where you'll get stuck, or you'll accidentally clip through something and then you get stuck, or you die, and then it's just like it's just like it shames you for running into a bug because you have to sit at a 3-minute load screen. And after doing that for like the 40th time, I was just like, this game is like punching me in the stomach over and over again. And like, I can't keep doing this. Anyway, expect a review for that sometime this week.
It's
Sure.
gonna be a glowing one by the sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not finishing that game. I got all the way up to where it started asking me to collect everything in the world, and they want you to do it in stages. So I finished the first one, and then it's like, all right, go find 5 more of them. And I said, fuck you, ReCore. I don't have to do this. I don't have to put up with you anymore.
I'm a strong independent gamer, and I don't need no ReCore.
There's other games out. I literally have Forza Horizon 3 on this Xbox, and it's like, I can't talk about any impressions about that game. I'll talk about those next week. But I don't have to play you anymore, ReCore. I don't.
The
I'm
annoying
literally that guy from Hidden My Game by Mom.
Yeah.
Who is finally putting the game down and doing something else with his life.
like going to hug your mom.
Yeah, I'm gonna hug my mom after ReCore.
It's too bad though, because like when they were showing it off, I thought it looked so cool. I really liked the like atmosphere of it, like where the game takes place, and I kind of like those old, like, it's a very old style game, the PS2 like third person platforming, like, I don't know.
It's very like Jack and Daxter-y.
Sure. Yeah. So it's really, really too bad to hear that they couldn't do it right.
It feels like they were halfway through a game, and they were just like, we need to put this out for whatever reason. So they just cut everything else they were gonna do. They made most of this world empty, and they just said like, well, we don't want people to be able to finish it this fast, so I don't know. Let's just make them hunt for stuff for what would probably be like 6 hours if I was just making an estimate.
Isn't the world supposed to be empty though, with like how the story is about that game?
Storyline wise.
Sure, but I mean, there's robots and stuff everywhere. They could have put more dungeons or something. Like, I get it's supposed to be empty, but like, it sucks going across these huge deserts. Like, it's just boring.
How's the central mechanic of like having the different robot cores and like different frames or whatever for them?
Yeah, so you get like a dog, you get a spider. I actually only have 4 out of the 5. I don't even know where I would find the 5th one because unless you get it like really late game, because I'm basically at the very end.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where that 5th one comes, but yeah, so you can like power them up. It's also a loot game, so you're finding blueprints and crafting like different legs for your spider or whatever. And then later on in the game, you're able to swap the cores, like, which I guess they're supposed to be their like intelligence, into different frames. But they don't really go very far with that because each like
what type of frames?
Like the frames are there's dog, there's spider.
But what do you mean swap the core? Can you put like a dog core into a spider frame?
Well, that's kind of the thing. So you start off with Mac, who is a dog.
Okay.
But I guess Mac is technically just the core, like the personality is Mac inside the dog frame. And you can customize the dog frame and stuff. But then you can take the core that is Mac and put it in the spider frame, which it doesn't really do anything different besides give it a different special attack.
Okay, so Mac is now a spider, not a dog, when you do this.
Because when you get the spider's name is... I can't remember the spider. Let me go to the second guy. You get like a gorilla kind of looking dude.
Okay.
His name is Duncan. So if you put Mac's core in the gorilla frame, she'll refer to that as Mac, but it'll be, the Duncan gorilla body, and it'll have like a different special attack.
Okay.
I haven't really seen a great reason to do that besides getting a different special attack, but I'm fine with all their base special attacks. But you only get 3 personality cores. Like when you get the 4th one, it's like a flying thing, and it doesn't have a personality, so you have to put one of your other guys in there, and you can only ever have 2 companions with you at once.
So when you get the flying thing, like, say Mac is now the flying thing.
Yeah.
So, okay, so if you have a menu open, you just kind of have to remember, or does it tell you, like, what frame this personality is in? Do they refer to them as names, I'm guessing?
Yeah, they'll refer to them as the personality ones. So, like, when you... whenever you go to a fast travel station, you can choose which companions or what you want on your crew.
Okay.
And you're only allowed 2 of the 3. So it'll be like, do you want Mac and Duncan? And then you just have to remember, oh wait, currently Mac is the spider and Duncan is in his gorilla. So it's basically more, do you want the spider's abilities or the gorilla's abilities? Because there are parts of the world that you can only access or traverse through with that certain robot. Like Duncan, the gorilla, he's really strong, so he can like destroy these breakable walls, which will give you access to different areas. And the spider can like climb up these like tracks to like fling you different areas. So, you know, kind of slightly Metroidvania-y, where you get like this ability. Now you can go back and get to that smaller area or whatever.
So can you only change these out at one of these travel stations or whatever?
You have to be in your what do they call it? It's not a caravan. Is it carrier? Anyways, it's like your home base, which you can get to at any point by just going to the menu and hitting Y, waiting 3 minutes for a load screen, and then you're at your home base, and you can now customize your crew. And, you know, blueprints and all that. Then when you want to jump back, go to the fast travel place, wait 3 minutes, and you're back to where you are. So, yeah, customizing your crew will take roughly 8 to 10 minutes.
Great. Okay.
Yep. So there's that.
At least you can fast travel back to it, I guess.
The spider's name is Seth.
Okay.
I don't know. It looks nice.
That's the glowing review part.
Yep. And like I said, next week I'll be talking about Forza Horizon 3 because I'm currently playing that and can't talk about it right now.
Sure.
With that, let's move on to news.
Breaking news! Breaking news! I totally missed when we played the clip earlier, so I couldn't poke fun at it.
I didn't, apparently, because I forgot it. Yeah.
I was like, I remember one from before.
Because we just jumped right in, I guess. So whatever.
The Last Guardian was delayed again.
Yeah. All right.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
No one saw that coming.
It was supposed to be October 25th. It is now December 6th. So, you know, about another month and a half. Which puts it really close to like when people do Game of the Year stuff. So I don't know what's going to happen with The Last Guardian and getting a lot of, you know, talk. But anyway, that's happening. Which is weird. Like when they came out on E3, they had such a short little thing saying just like, here's a quick trailer and here's the release date, done. Like it was good. It's what they needed to do. It's getting delayed again. Oh yeah. Bummer. I was looking forward to that game.
Yeah.
We're talking about delays. That South Park game is also delayed.
Yep.
Still no shock.
Fractured But Whole was delayed to early 2017.
Fucking love that title. Every time somebody says it, I smile. It's so good.
And this article is reminding me of the Ubisoft press conference at E3 where they talked about this game for like 20 minutes and it never seemed like it was going to end. It seemed like all of life was now just fractured but whole. What's the next? Hey, you guys love video games getting card game versions on mobile platforms?
It's a new hotness, man. It's happening everywhere.
Yeah, we had Hearthstone.
Yep.
Didn't Elder Scrolls do a card game?
Yep.
Gwent is still coming out.
There's the RuneScape one as well.
I didn't know that was a one. Now there's a Titanfall card game coming.
Oh, what? I mean, Metal Gear had a card, kind of. It's not the same, but.
I'm just seeing if there's anything. When is this coming out?
I mean, it looks fine. I'm gonna put this in the chat here so people can take a look. Card games are fun. this looks like a fine thing you can get on a mobile
Players
device.
interested in joining the card-based battles this fall can pre-register for the game at the Titanfall Frontier website for some sort of special launch day bonus. Okay, well, so that's coming. I guess I'll check that out when it hits iOS, maybe. If it's free. This will excite Paul.
Okay.
They're making a Monster Hunter movie.
Yeah. They should have
You know,
a
those
long
games-
time ago.
Listen to that excitement.
Yeah.
All that excitement.
I think it'll
What
be
is-
kind of cool.
What is the plot of Monster Hunter?
Yo, hunting monsters.
So there is no plot. That's what I thought.
Well, I mean,
Is there an actual storyline?
there's not really a storyline, but there's stuff that's going on in there. Yeah. I'm not
Okay.
too, like, I don't look any of that shit up.
Oh, this came out of the Tokyo Game Show. Oh, TGS happening or it just finished, I think.
Yep.
Announced on stage that Hollywood is making a live-action Monster Hunter movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's currently no details, but it's progressing through development.
Yeah, there's no details at all. No date, nobody attached, I don't think. Nothing. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna guess
okay.
this never happens.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. It's
Um,
when's the last proper video game movie we had besides Angry Birds?
Ratchet
Oh yeah, Ratchet and Clank. Totally forgot about
Ratchet
that.
and Clank just came out.
And Need for Speed was like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
think
Need
it
for
was-
Speed.
Apparently, the Ratchet and Clank movie was god awful.
I heard it was aimed towards preschoolers mainly.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, these next things are all Paul. What's up? What's happening?
All right. So Digital Homicide, people might know them as the company that puts out like a whole bunch of shitty games to try to make a buck from people on Steam. I'm trying to.
Plenty of companies doing that.
This is like
all the companies.
Okay, so the reason why these guys are special is because all their whole library was pulled off Steam. Valve wants nothing to do with them because they subpoenaed Valve trying to get the personal identification of 100 people who left them bad reviews and talked shit about them so they could sue them for defamation. So this is a really classy indie type company that makes shitty games, just shits them out onto Greenlight and whatever people will pay for them on Steam. And then when people say this game isn't very good, they censor them, block them, delete them, and if they can't, they will try to come after you, harass you, and sue you.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So Valve said fuck these guys and removed everything that they have off Steam. So,
I don't know any of these games. I have never heard of a single one.
Fair enough. They
Dungeons of Cragmore.
Yeah. They are most famous because they sued Jim Sterling, and Jim Sterling has been going through lawsuits against them. Yeah, for like $15 million or something like that. Anyways, yeah, they're a shitty company with shitty games, and I'm glad that they're being killed off.
One of the games is called Wyatt Derp.
That sounds like quality.
Mini Attack Submarine. Winged Knight's Penetration. Oh, what about Gnarltooth's Revenge? All right, I'm tired of this.
I'm trying to find the one that kind of started this shit show that Jim Sterling did something. I think it's called Slaughtering Grounds or something like that. There's a whole video about it where he did like one of his videos kind of making fun of it because it was on Greenlight and it's a shitty game. Then they made a video making fun of him for being a fat British guy with no taste or something. Then he made a video about their video making fun of him, making fun of them, and it just went back and forth until they started suing him. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a whole story there. If you guys want to know more about it, you should check it out because it's actually kind of funny. Yeah, Digital Homicide is dying, and I'm so fucking glad because we don't need that shit.
Have you played any of these games?
No, because I'm not going to spend the $1 for these terrible things. Okay, the next things are TGS specific things. Kojima kind of talked a little bit about his new game, saying,
Death Stranding.
yeah, I'm trying to remember what he said. It was something about how, like,
It's an open world game, right?
yeah, an open world
That's what he
game.
said?
Too many games, you have sticks and you're poking each other, but we're all connected by cords or something. In this game, you're going to be connected with cords or something like that. So basically, what happened is Hideo Kojima tried to explain his game. Everybody's ignoring it because he didn't make any sense, and the game's going to be completely different anyway. It's probably going to be like a stealth shooter or something, but like, yeah.
I mean, he
yeah.
has made non-stealth shooter games before.
He has. He's made some very good games.
Here's the part in the article. According to Kojima, the game's logo isn't dripping ink or liquid. The trails we see beneath the letters are in fact cords. He went on to explain that the theme of the game is about how people are connected by strands, hence the title of the game, Death Stranding.
Yeah.
I hope my character is connected to the A, and there's an A above my head the whole time.
Sure. Just like in Mario Paint, where you click the A and it like falls or something. I can't remember what the A does when you click on it.
Or I want the S for Sean.
Sure. Okay. So Neo, a game that has been in production by Team Ninja for like 10 years now, finally got a release date, and that is February 9th, 2017.
Wait, that's Team Ninja?
I believe so. Team Ninja with Tecmo Koei, I believe it is. Let me look it up.
Koei Tecmo, yeah.
Yep.
Developers Team Ninja, yep.
Yep.
Yeah, sure enough. I was wondering what the hell they were working on lately. Now it makes sense.
It looked like it was a hack and slash when they were talking about it years ago, because it started development back in like 2006 or something, and with a bunch of changes and shit like that. It hasn't really been talked about that much. Now it looks more like Dark Souls, because everything does now when it's an action game from Japan. I don't know. I think it looks dope. You follow it's an English samurai hanging around in like feudal Japan. Gonna be pretty cool with like some.
It's like the movie Last Samurai.
Yeah, you are Tom Cruise just hanging around basically.
Nice. All right. Cool.
But instead of like fighting an army, I think you're fighting demons and like ghosts and stuff, like some traditional Japanese scaries, if you will, monsters.
Tom Cruise just signed on for Mission Impossible 6. So that's coming.
Really? Jeez.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that game's coming out again February 9th, 2017. And then I have a list of trailers that they showed, and like people can look them up or whatever if they want to. Some announcements here. Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation. So that's coming.
I know what that is. But that reminds me, just real quick side topic.
Yeah.
I didn't really follow a lot of TGS. Didn't seem like there was a ton of news coming out of it.
Sure.
I did, however, see those pictures of the VR game where the guy was fondling the mannequin's boobs.
Okay, I heard about this, but I didn't see footage.
I didn't
of this.
see
What
it,
exactly is this?
There's like a screen in front of him, and there's an anime girl on the screen, but he's got the headset on, and then there's like a mannequin that you'd see at like a store directly in front of him, and he was just fondling like her face and her boobs, and you could see like his hands in the screen, like that he was like fondling the anime girl. So that was TGS for me.
I'm in.
Great.
Yeah, I heard something about there was like a Dead or Alive one that was very similar too.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. That was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Where you were like the camera, and I remember seeing pictures of like guys laying on the ground looking up, and it was just like great, good.
Yep.
Good.
They showed a trailer for Digimon World Next Order. Earth Defense Force 5, which I am super stoked about. And Sosei no Onmyoji, Twin Star Exorcists. For people that are interested in those, you can go look those up. I think there was one more, but I couldn't find it or write it for the name, so I left it. But that's it. That's like, other than that, they showed a bunch of gameplay stuff or stuff we already knew was coming out or whatnot. Nothing special there.
Oh, here, John, I found the article with the fondling. I'll put it for you, and then I'll put it in the chat real quick. Or I'll just, okay, whatever. And here it is in the chat if people want to see that great video.
Oh yeah, what was the other one? It wasn't based on an. What was that anime? Rampage? Is that an anime? Starts with an R. Let me look it up here. There's an old anime that
Are you thinking of Dragon Ball Z?
No, it ended
Okay.
a while
Berserk?
back, and then Berserk. That's it. Yeah. So there's a Berserk game coming out that looks like a crossover with like Dynasty Warrior guys. So it's like a Dynasty Warriors Berserk crossover type thing. Looks kind of interesting. Looks super violent. So there you go. I can't remember the name of it, and I couldn't find it. So that was a thing though that they showed.
All right. Speaking of which, questions?
Yeah.
Emails.
Faxes.
Faxes. Hot fax coming in right now.
Helix.
Let's set up a TDP fax machine. Send in your faxes.
That would actually be amazing.
Topdownperspective@gmail.com. Yeah. So it would go topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP on Twitter, the Facebook group, Reddit, and here's our fax number.
Like
418.
like 140355527 like something, right?
Yeah, because whatever. I don't even know how long fax numbers are supposed to be. Are they 7 or 10?
They're just like a phone number. Yeah.
Okay. I'll read this first one.
Okay.
Liam writes, "Hey guys, I just finished playing through Hidden My Game by Mom as per Sean's recommendation.
Great.
I had a fun time, and it also got me thinking, what did your parents think about your gaming habits when you were kids, and how do they feel about them now? My parents never cared too much about me gaming, but refused to allow me to get a handheld. This eventually led to an elaborate plan in which my friend and I arranged for him to secretly buy me a Game Boy Advance with $100 in change that we had hid in a towel in his pants. It all fell apart when while we were walking home from my place with his family. The towel exploded and all the change went rolling down the street."
Amazing.
That's
Amazing.
so good. That's so
Anyway,
good.
I thought I would just share my funny little story with you guys and let y'all know that I love the show.
Thanks, Liam.
Thank you. All right. What are your parents? How have they reacted to video games over the years?
Not well.
No.
Really?
Okay.
For the first couple of years it was fine, and then I can remember the exact point when I got in trouble. I was playing Donkey Kong.
Stop playing with this wizard box with your colors and shapes.
Wizard box?
No, the problem was I was playing games too much. And have you ever either played a game or listened to a movie or heard a song so much that you randomly hear the sound?
Yeah.
Or a repeated sound from it?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, that's interesting. So I was playing Donkey Kong for the Game Boy so much that I actually heard a distinct.
To an ape.
What? No. No.
That's when my mom stepped in.
No, I used to hear this recurring sound from the game randomly because I've been playing it so much, it just got stuck in my imagination.
Remember what the sound was?
Yeah, it was Pauline screaming help because it's a very distinct sound in that game.
Okay.
And you hear it in every stage.
Sure.
So of course, randomly I would hear ow, ow, that noise. And my mom got really concerned and limited me to an hour of gaming a day.
Okay. How long did that go for?
A day.
No, that lasted. Okay, that was probably grade 4 that happened. Damn, she tried to grade 9 or grade 10.
Okay.
She eventually just gave up because she realized it wasn't gonna work. And I made friends playing games and hung out with them, so that also helped fix that.
How do they feel about it being your career now?
They conflicted, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
Is the best way to put it. But since I travel so much and everything like that, they're like, well, I must be doing something. He's got a place to live and he's making things go by, so he must be doing something right.
Do they ever call you saying make sure you're eating or anything like that?
I feel like all parents would do that regardless.
All parents do that regardless. Yeah.
All parents do that regardless, but I think a parent where there's my son plays video games for a living might do it a little bit more.
My mom still has a hard time describing what it is.
I was just about to ask when your mom's with all the other moms
Yeah.
And like they're like, "What's John doing these days? How does she describe your career?"
They're like, I think he plays games for a living. I'm not sure. Like he travels to conventions and runs a show and does presentations.
Presentations is
they don't-
good. Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't
I
just be
think that's
like,
the best way to put it.
"He's in IT. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
You should get her to start saying that you are a Twitch and YouTube sensation. See what they...
No.
Yeah.
No. So then they'll ask like, "What's Twitch?" And like, "Oh, but
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. Yeah, that's a whole different...
I'm trying to think from my past. I think my parents were fine with it. I know I had this one friend who I'd go over to his house quite often, and his mom would definitely be like, "You guys have played enough. Go outside and do something." I
Okay.
don't think my parents ever really did that.
oh man, mine did."
Yeah, I'm trying to think what like if that did actually ever happen. Because like my mom seems like the type that would have been like, "You're playing games too much," but it doesn't seem like that happened. I think it was just because like it wasn't negatively impacting anything else for me, that they
Yeah.
were just like, whatever, like his grades are fine, you know, he's still on like school sports teams or whatever. So they were just like, whatever. He could be out doing something bad, but instead he's just in the basement playing with Mario or whatever.
Yeah.
And then now, now it's not like my career, so it's not different. I live on my own, so it's totally not a big deal.
Sure.
I'm good. I have a job, so they're happy.
Yeah. I didn't play a whole lot of games growing up, actually. I mean, I had a Nintendo, I had a Super Nintendo that, like, were my dad's. Like, as I was growing up, he bought them because I was still too young to afford a console and games. And they bought me games for, like, Christmas and stuff. But I didn't really start playing games heavily until, like, the end of PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 era. I went out a lot. Like, I was never home.
Okay. Cool.
So they were fine. And then ever since then, I was, like, I did whatever I had to do in school. I would come home, play a few games or whatever. Like, wasn't a big deal ever.
All right. Paul, why don't you take this next one?
All right. James writes in and says, after 2 out of 3 hosts said I shouldn't go through the podcast and give them names, I've decided against it. However, to make Paul happy, and because I want to, I've decided that going forward, I will be naming the podcast and putting them in a Google Doc to share later. I have 3 questions, though. Okay, so James is the guy who's going to be naming our podcast, apparently. Whether or not we put them up or not is a different story, but I'll read them out every week if he does it.
Like, when he sends them in, we should read them on the air.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Okay.
Okay, first question. How often should I share the titles with you? Every month might seem too short, while every year seems too long. Every 2 months, every 3. Okay. I mean, yeah. He just keeps going saying, like, when should I share it? Whenever. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Whenever you want.
I'll tell you what.
When you send them in.
Share the doc with me and, like, whoever else you want on here. And then every time we're about to go live, I'll check it. And if you've updated it, you've updated it. If not, you haven't. No big deal. Question 2. I want to start at September of this month because it's a clean... Oh, I'm guessing... I want to start at the start of September, I'm guessing. Because it's a clean point to start. But your last August podcast had such a good title, I don't want to waste it. Should I go back and do all of August and use that last August one?
What?
Okay.
Or just cut off at September podcast.
Just send, yeah, just
do the one. Like,
Yeah.
it's
or you don't even have to
okay.
make a doc. Just, like, throw it in the @TDP on Twitter if you have Twitter. Like, whatever. The Facebook group's fine, too.
Hey, you want some kind of organization process?
Fine. Sure. That's
Some
fine.
archiving system.
Sure. Last question. Do you want context for the titles or not? Definitely.
Yes.
No, I think no context, and then we have to try and remember what on earth were we talking about, where that was the
No, but I want an answer. So what we could do is have context there, and then, like, one of us will read it and
maybe
not
do
tell
this.
the other
when
two.
you send them in, have it on like 2 pages,
Sure.
or have the answers blacked out, so they're separated, so we can read the titles, try and guess, and then we'll see what the answers are.
Actually, you're right. If he blacks it out, then you can just like click and highlight it.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I think that would be a good one, and with like the timeline thing, yeah, send it in whenever you want, or just remember maybe every like couple months. I wouldn't do it that far apart because like I don't want to read 52 titles on one episode. That's a lot. So more than once a year would be ideal, I suppose.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Michael writes in and says, do you guys think the Digital Homicide fiasco is the dumbest thing to happen on Steam? It's pretty close.
I mean, yes, but the way it resulted was one of the smartest things Steam has done in a while. So,
yeah.
I'm so glad Steam didn't just be like, yeah, here you go, random developer. Here's 100 personal ID things that you can, like,
what a
harass
weird
people.
Request. Like,
yeah.
Who's going to be like, this seems reasonable. Okay.
Yeah, so
you seem like a reasonable human.
It makes me happy that, like, instead of saying, like, this seems reasonable, they were like, fuck you, and deleted everything off their service.
Yeah, good. And Jacket K. I think it's Jacket K. Have any of you played Animal Crossing and faced the wrath of Mr. Resetti? Yes, and it's great.
I've played Animal Crossing New Leaf, and he's pretty mellow in that one.
Is he? Is he in New Leaf?
Yeah.
The only time I ran into Resetti was on the GameCube, which was always great. I love that his brother comes in eventually because you've like put him in the hospital because he's had so many like stress-induced attacks or whatever. And then isn't it in City Folk that he's a construction worker in the town over on the right side? I think he is. Or he has like a store or some kind of shop or building in the city. Anyway.
He sent in a second question right after that first one I just forgot to grab. So this is actually the last question. Are any of you into collecting amiibo? If so, what's your favorite? If you do not collect anything besides video games. If not, do you collect anything besides video games, rather? My favorite's this guy right here, because he's not with the other amiibo. It's Mega Man.
Okay.
Mega Man's one of my favorites.
I only have one amiibo, so I guess by default it's Kirby.
I have pretty much all of them. I like the Mega. That's what I'm trying to remember. I was up until yesterday. I was missing Callie and Marie, but I got those. Those first time I saw them in stores. The girls from Splatoon.
Okay. Oh, the news people, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got those yesterday. I actually am not sure what one I'm missing now. Oh, I'm missing those stupid Skylander ones.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
wait, speaking of Skylanders.
I'm okay with that. You just have a Skylander within arm's reach?
Oh, I have multiple. You know what? It's going to be too much of a pain in the ass to move the camera. But, like, here, I'll grab a handful right now. There you go. There's a handful of Skylanders.
Nice.
Right there.
Nice.
My favorite, though. Oh. There he is. Drobot. He's a dragon robot.
Nice.
All right.
Very nice.
All right. I'm looking forward to the Wind Waker ones. I might get those because I like Wind Waker so much. I still think it should be a Tetra amiibo. Just saying.
Also pop figures. Like here's Cthulhu.
I don't like pop figures.
I don't care that you don't like pop figures.
I hate the beady eyes. I hate the beady eyes.
The beady eyes, I'm with you. Actually.
I have like 5 or 6 pop figures. I
There's
have all
Rainer.
the neutral ones. And I have like RoboCop. RoboCop doesn't have beady eyes. He's got the visor, so that one looks perfectly fine to me.
Beady eyes work okay with Murloc because he's a little.
Certain ones it works really good. Like I like how the turtles look, but then I look at
the Murloc.
World of Warcraft.
Oh, okay.
But like
what
for like Rex, it looks pretty bad, or Grunt, rather. Like I don't like that very much.
You liked it enough to buy it.
Well, I mean, I have to collect them, right?
I think there's too many pop figures. I feel
there
like
are too many pop figures.
I feel like everything that has ever existed it has a pop figure.
There's Golden Girls ones,
Yeah, like
yeah.
which is crazy.
The other
there's probably
day,
like friggin' Kit Kat bar, the pop figure.
What?
yeah. The other day, I saw the Warcraft movie pop figures, and I was just like, I can't, man. I can't. I already have so many Blizzard pop figures. I can't do it. I do want the Pac-Man pop figures, though. That's kind of cool. The little ghosts.
Okay. All right.
It's Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac-Man, Inky, Blinky, Pinky, Clyde, and a blue version of a ghost. That's
okay.
That's that set.
All right. That's cool.
Yeah.
You guys collect anything else besides game stuff and besides pop figures?
Decks of playing cards.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I might
When I
have
was a kid, I used.
one for you if you want it.
Okay, sure.
Just
When I
use
was-
like any. You're just like, oh, here's just any deck of playing cards. Or it gotta be
Usually I like design ones or special looking ones too. Like as a kid, I used to really want to learn how to do magic tricks.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
So I used to have like a deck of cards I used to play with, and then I found out like all these special ones like Mario Party, and like my dad had this weird deck of cards that was like all cards were construction safety tips.
Okay.
'Cause
Okay.
he was a construction worker.
Yeah, that's pretty
So
cool.
like I just started just collecting weird decks of cards that way. So I've got like Ninja Turtle ones, I've got those safety ones, I've got the ones that Fangamer sell that are like Zelda themed and Final Fantasy 6 themed. I've got like weird knockoff Chinese bootleg anime ones of like Cowboy Bebop and Noir.
I somehow got a deck of cards. I think it was through Club Nintendo, like their Mario playing cards.
Mm.
They're mostly see-through, and they are the most obnoxious cards to play with because you can barely see what the card is. I always, you know what I think they're really fun though? The giant decks of playing cards.
Sure. Yeah, those are fun.
Those are pretty silly when you're sitting there with like a card that's like a foot tall in your hand. You got a hand of those. I don't have a deck of those. I should get a deck of those.
I don't know about a deck. I know like one of the shops in town, like Don's hobby shop, they used to sell them. And when I was in university, I used to have like giant playing cards all over my wall.
Okay.
Oh, you were that guy. You're a playing card guy.
Yeah.
I feel like every school's got one of those guys.
Totally happens.
I didn't realize about 2 kilometers from my house, there's a magic store called the Vanishing Rabbit, and I think that's the best name ever.
That's pretty
Oh
good.
yeah, I've been there. It's a nice place.
Is it? It's kind of like on the side there. Like it's beside a pretty good
it's a hole in
restaurant.
the wall like location.
Yeah, for
but,
sure.
Like, the people in there were nice, and they had a bunch of cool stuff there.
Cool. I love that name though, the Vanishing Rabbit. It's so fucking good. It's so good.
I collect weird Kit Kat flavors.
Okay, yeah.
It's true, you do.
A lot of them come out of Japan.
Yeah.
But whenever I'm near like a Chinese or Japanese market, I always go in there to see what they have. It's usually just like the green tea ones, but hopefully I find something new, and then I buy it and I take a picture of it and just add it to my collection of. I don't keep the Kit Kats, but
You
just
can
Right.
follow Sean's Kit Kat. I was gonna say Tumblr, Kit Kat Instagram by following this account.
yeah. I usually post them on there. So I think that's the only things I collect. I'm trying to look around.
Like I collected DVDs for a long time, but it's too much. It's too much.
Right. Okay. That's it for the show. Where can people send in questions for next week? Either of you.
Top-down perspective at Gmail.
Both of you. I want both of you to do it at the same
All right.
time.
God.
Okay, you count us down from 3.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Topdownperspective at gmail.com.
What?
TDP podcast on Twitter, facebook.com/
Top
Top Down Perspective.
John's
P.O.
P.O.
Box.
So what we did is instead of giving them good information,
We
they
just
got
jumbled
no
it.
information.
Yep.
All right. Perfect.
That's right.
What's your guys' games of the week?
Oh, shit.
Mine's Miles Edgeworth.
I gotta say, Earth Defense Force. I totally forgot to talk about this too. I got one of those custom Xbox controllers in the mail.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you have it
I
with
got-
you? Can we see it, or is
Yeah,
it
I do. I have it here, right here. It's hooked up. It's a little hard
red
to see
and
in the
white?
camera. Yeah,
Ooh.
red on the front, white in the back.
Is this a Canada thing?
Yeah, I like red, and there
Okay.
weren't many options for the buttons, unfortunately, which was the worst part. So I
Right.
went with the smoke gray buttons, and then I just matched all the other stuff to it.
Okay,
Nice.
what's the top? Is it all white?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
That's
top
cool.
and back are all white, so it's a nice design. My username is engraved on the bottom there.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I forgot that this is the Xbox controller S design now, so it's the new controller. So it has like little grooves etched into the back, so it actually gives you more grip.
Does it
Okay.
also have the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack?
Yes, it does.
Nice.
Yeah, cool. They just last week announced 2 more colors coming. No, 3 more colors coming, and one of them is like a black to like hot pink gradient one
Interesting.
that I thought looked so cool. I can't remember what it's called. It's called like Shade or something like that, which I almost just wanted to buy that one. But
Is that for the design lab or just like an actual controller that they're selling?
it's an actual controller because in the design lab you can't do gradients. It's just
Okay,
solid
yeah.
color, right?
I know that's the one problem with Design Lab. It's all solid colors, and like they have tons of options for the plastics, but for the sticks and buttons, there's like 5
Yeah,
options.
there's not
So
many.
that's the really
Yeah.
limiting. But like, the problem is I really like this controller. It's really good in that. But like, I also have the custom Titanfall controller, which is also really nice. So it's like, they're both good
Do you have
controllers.
3
but
Xbox One controllers?
I do now, yeah.
Okay, I have one.
This
so.
is the third.
Nice.
Do you have a day one? Is that the other one?
No, I
That's
never
the one
got.
I have.
never got the system on day one.
I got the day one, which I like that it says day one 2013.
I got I think 7 months after launch
Okay.
because I got it with Titanfall, and then I got the Titanfall controller because I wanted to play Killer Instinct with people.
Nice.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, that'll do it for the show. Wait, did you guys say your games of the week?
No.
EDF.
I
EDF.
mean, yeah, it's EDF.
Okay. Great. We will see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.